Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Looking for the best pool supplies? Look no further than Dohany's Pool Supplies. With a history dating back to 1967, this family-owned business offers everything families need to keep their pools clean and sparkling, from chemicals to equipment. Plus, customers enjoy free shipping on all orders. Visit Dohany's Pool Supplies today at doheny.com, DOHENY.com, to learn more. Broker Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Havey Communications has been helping first responders arrive safely since 1983. It's owned by Lake Forest's own Mike Havey. Check them out at haveycommunications.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services, plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, and Herrick.
Top of the morning.
How you be?
All right. So you got your, I see one of your hats behind you there.
Yeah, the wife, I don't know.
That's your summer hat? That's your summer parade hat?
Well, no, I had the Lincoln hat on.
Yeah.
And
I think maybe everyone's asking about the Lincoln hat.
I think that's like a caroler's hat. You wear that with the red scarf and you're a caroler.
Maybe we should go up and down Westminster and carol in people's houses.
That's not the street I was thinking of. There's 3 other streets that I'm thinking of, and we like to say Westminster Street here in on the east side.
Westminster. Nice. Over by there.
Oh, had a show this weekend?
Yeah, I saw some of the and it got a lot of your YouTube video regarding Part of Glass. I saw got a ton of hits on our channel here.
Who knows what the algorithms pick up, what tag you put in, what time of day you put it in, blah blah blah, whatever. But I'll take it. We'll take it. Each video that we put up gets a little bit more, depending on what your niche is. But no, it was packed. Madcats and Palatine. Madcats.
Looked pretty good in the video there. You're working on getting to Highwood or Libertyville or somewhere around here, Lake County.
January 13th is Lombard Brower House. We're working on, we're still working on 28 Mile. It's a holiday season now. It's
Yeah. What about,
festival.
there's some joints in Libertyville though too, right? Up on
Mickey
Milwaukee.
Finn's,
Yeah.
yeah. So all in progress. I mean, this stuff, you know, some of these things get booked, you know, months and months out. So don't worry, we'll be around. We'll be around. We'll be around. We're talking about doing something back of the lantern, but I don't know, might make too much money for Ed, so we probably won't do it. Lantern can be like the Highwood, or not the Toads of Lake Forest. That little bank parking lot, put a tent out there, that thing would be huge.
Yeah, I didn't they do stuff like that before or years ago? Or
I don't know before years ago. I think all the people that know are in Florida now.
as will me. Yeah,
When are you going to Florida?
this weekend.
Just for a weekend?
No, we're going for Christmas. You know, to Lake Forest South. You know, I got to check in.
Going to Mar-a-Lago?
No, no. I don't think I'm welcome there. Uh, I'm going to Naples South, Naples, which is
Yeah,
Lake Forest South, right?
yeah.
And we'll be the in-laws are there. I'm trying, maybe we can do a show. I'm trying to see if we can do a show there. I'm trying to get a special guest. I'll keep it a secret if we I texted you about it, but I gotta he and I are I don't know if he's around or not.
Well,
It's a special guest.
we like special guests.
But we got, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff in Naples. You know, you go up and down, what is it, Fifth Avenue is the main drag there. And
You know, I don't think there's a lot of cool things in Naples. You have, you have,
all right, well, it's laid back cool. You
you
know,
have, no, it's not. You have a
yeah.
bunch of people comparing house sizes.
Well, is that any different than here? I mean,
Well, I don't know. Where do they really live? There or here? Or I guess you're right.
both. I don't know. Some people live in both. I don't know.
What I can tell you,
I'm going to give a shout out to my favorite place in Naples. It's called Regina
yeah,
on Fifth Avenue. They are a great place, great people working there. And if you get there during happy hour, they got some great happy hour specials.
I think it's the most dangerous streets to walk across in America.
Fifth Avenue in Naples.
Any street in Naples.
Uh,
You you got either the elderly who bribes somebody to keep their license, or you got
that ended when George Ryan went to jail, sir.
and construction workers screaming to get to the next gig. You got 3 gigs going on once. It's Frogger, man. It is
There is a
Frogger.
lot of construction. I think they've run out of lumber in Naples. There's so much construction in Naples, and then you know Bonita Springs is right next to that, and there's a couple other cities I can't remember their names offhand. It's like, oh my gosh, they but everybody wants to move there. I mean, we had our guest, which by the way, I don't know if you noticed, the Lake County Gazette did a story about our interview with
Those guys. Come on, Proft. What are you scared
and
of?
they use the same here. I got it right here. They use the same. Gotta hold it carefully because of the background. They use the same picture of. Well, it's not going to show very well. The same picture of you and me in every article that they do.
Yeah, it's like
You're like
it's a screen grab, like
with your. It's free. Hey, free advertising for Neuronoodle, right? And me, it's back when I didn't have this background. It was just my muted background, and I'm kind of like.
yeah.
But
So what's your article say?
It just basically said, you know, he talked about the caucus and good grief, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The memory's the first thing to go when at my age here. But
Wait, what'd you say?
our guest, who's our guest that was here a couple weeks ago? It's from Lake Forest. Now he lives in Florida.
Jake
Jake Weiser. So Jake, sorry, Jake. they just basically did a summary of our interview with Jake and talked about, that the agendas of certain people, aka the failed mayoral candidate, trying to ruin what's a good thing here in Lake Forest, and partisanize it. And she certainly is partisanizing a lot of stuff. But yeah, the Gazette, and so I mean, the Gazette gets a lot of stories for us. But don't question how they do their articles. They do their own thing, and
yeah, okay. Tell me what to
be glad you're in there, man.
Tell me when did this go out?
Well, it's on their website. I don't know if it's gone to the print edition yet, but
Wait, what did you just hold up?
I do this thing called show prep where I actually I think, well, what will Pete talk about, or what can I talk about with Pete when I'm on the show when we don't have a specific guest? And I'm like, well, I better look at the Lake County Gazette website. So I went to they actually have a website. You can go look at their stories on there. And
actually, what you can do is, hey, Dan, why don't you come on the show, man?
Oh, let's work on that.
Well, we're good enough for him to put content in his rag. He can't come on here and
hey, it's not a rag. Not a rag. I mean, look, I don't always agree with Dan. All right. Dan was with Darren Bailey, and
if Dan was standing
Darren Bailey
supporter,
let's just say that.
Who he is.
I used to work with Dan many years ago. I like him personally.
At 34 flavors?
No, neither of us like to admit this, but we both worked in the George Ryan administration. So, and neither of us went to jail. Just want to make that clear. Yeah, so I mean, look, Dan has a different perspective on things than I do, but I like Dan personally. I've always gotten along with him, and we'll see.
Is he even in Illinois? I heard he's in Florida.
He's in Naples, sir.
He's a golf course walker.
I'm going to see if we can get him on. I saw him last Christmas time down there, so.
Tell him I'm talking smack. Hey, you know what, Dan?
I don't. Hey, he's got a bigger microphone. He's got a bigger audience than us over at on the radio there. Was it WIND? So,
well, when you have an echo chamber, you
him and Amy Jacobson. So, look, I mean, like I said,
sucks. Okay.
There are times Dan says stuff I completely agree with, and there's times Dan says stuff I don't agree with. Hey, so, Joe. But I've always liked him and respected him. Because I mean, like I said, I knew him when he was just a young pup in politics. I think he was an intern back for the House Republicans way back. But how can
you do a 2-hour show saying Biden sucks?
There's a lot that he sucks at. I mean, the problem is
I know, but it's like over and over and over. Yeah,
dude, turn on your TV. That's what Fox News is all day.
I know.
And MSNBC is just the same in the other direction.
Trump sucks.
It's
Trump
awful.
Sucks.
That's why my TV, when my TV's on all day, it's on ESPN. I don't want to listen to all that garbage. And ESPN sometimes goes on crazy sports rants.
Well, ESPN fired everybody. They don't have it. They figured it out. Hey,
they still got my my old friend Michael Wilbon on part. I used to live near his neighbor in Glenview, Don Wilbon, and he was nice enough one year to give me and my son his Bulls tickets, like courtside. So. I like Michael Wilbon. But yeah, no, even though I don't always agree with it, but sports. Look, anytime you got a talk show like this,
yeah,
sometimes you are, there's you got.
Hold on, we got a caller in. Joe, Biden sucks.
It's Dave from Elmwood Park. How you doing?
Biden sucks. Let me tell you.
Have you seen the price of gas today? Oh my God!
Actually gone down.
Okay. That's like saying, okay, now it's not 20 below zero out. It's only 10 below zero out. It's still freaking cold. The gas is still freaking high. It's too high. We need to open up multiple energy sources to do that, which and turn back on that, get that Keystone pipeline going, which would create a lot of jobs and also open up a lot of who's chiming me? Oh, um,
Yeah, here's a chime. Biden sucks.
well, he does. You're right.
Really?
But
Okay.
you turn on MSNBC and it's all Trump sucks. Or what's that, AM
I
820, the
get it.
progressive radio?
Either
I
one
mean,
of them.
and the thing is, like, I actually, I had a good conversation with somebody here in the neighborhood the other day, and but there's no nuancing anymore. You cannot, it's so difficult to take a middle ground, even though I think the average person does take the middle ground. You can't get out of a Republican primary unless you go hard right, and you can't get out of a Democratic primary unless you go hard left. And that's, I think I've said this on the show before. I don't think John F. Kennedy or Ronald Reagan could get nominated by their parties today, because I think we've gotten so crazy, and there's so much noise out there. When people like Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley are being called rhinos, I mean, come on, seriously? I mean,
Speaking of rhinos, hey, Severino, you said you're going to come on the show and talk smack. Let's go.
he's been on like twice or
He
three
wants,
times. How many times you had him on?
he wants, he
Let's
wants
get the
to,
other candidates on.
he wants to go head on with you, Joe. You afraid of Joe Severino?
I'm not afraid of him. I'll be happy to have that discussion with him.
Okay,
More
great.
than happy to. I just think he engages in QAnon like conspiracies. I mean, he was on this show accusing Congressman Brad Schneider of being arrested for prostitution by the Deerfield police, and you called him on it, saying, "Hey, show me the FOIA." So he shows you his FOIA request, but nothing came back. I mean, look,
Hey, Severino, that is true.
I've said this all along. Look, I am not a supporter of Brad Schneider. I've never voted for him. I never will. But you can't make stuff up about someone and expect to be taken seriously. All right. I mean, there's a lot to criticize about Brad Schneider. His votes on taxes, his support of the Iran deal that led to the emboldening of Iran to support Hamas, that led to the October 7th attacks in Israel. There's a lot to criticize policy-wise about Brad Schneider. But to say he was arrested for prostitution and have zero proof of that, come on. I mean, you don't think that one single, I think it was Deerfield, you don't think there's one single Deerfield, I mean, like we've said this before on the show, most cops are Republicans, right? So if there was a Democratic congressman that got arrested for prostitution, they would be running to Fox News or somewhere to say it.
But
right?
But Brad Schneider, there's a video clip somewhere out there, maybe you can find it, where Severino is crashing Schneider's event.
Yeah,
I got this FOIA right here.
Literally accused of being with a prostitute while his wife was out of town. I had to go to his town hall meeting and disrupt it with the FOIA. The police threw me out.
Police, we received a FOIA from the Deerfield police, and you were allegedly wrapped up in prostitution while you were isolation. Joe, I'm not going to engage in. Did you not hire a prostitute? Joe, I'm just not going to engage in. Answer it. If I'm incorrect, tell me I'm incorrect. This is a FOIA report. Joe, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
you got a copy of that FOIA?
I do.
You mind if I use it?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Illinois does something stupid every day, it seems. But I think it was when they did the last income tax hike. Madigan and those guys forced the tax hike. Rauner vetoed it, but then the legislature, people like Julie Morrison, voted to override Rauner's veto of the tax hike.
Top of the morning to you, Julie.
But there's a famous, he said that there's a famous quote by de Tocqueville. Do you remember from your high school civics class? It was Alex de Tocqueville. Boy, I'm really butchering this. But he said
Tocqueville?
Basically, he said, and this is back when the Constitution was being written and the country was being formed, the states are the laboratory for democracy. And so Dan Proft took that quote and said, of the 50 states that are laboratories for democracy, Illinois is the meth lab. I mean,
Well said,
we do
Dan.
the craziest stuff here. I mean, we had a governor who deferred pension payments and um, Blago and the legislature deferred pension payments to where, I mean, we almost defaulted on pensions. I mean, that's how bad it was back in the 2000s when Blago and Quinn were the governor here, and people like, I don't know if when Julie Morrison got elected to the Senate in 2012. So I don't know if that had happened under her, or if it didn't happen under her, it happened under Susan Garrett's watch back when she was a state senator.
I think we should go over to Lake Forest Bookstore and ask them.
But I mean, and the only reason the state is somewhat fiscally sound right now is because of all the federal bailout money and the fact that Pritzker doubled the gas tax. So, and he tried to raise the state income tax, and the people didn't just speak on that; they shouted no on that referendum. Same day Trump loses Illinois by 18 points, Pritzker's tax hike referendum loses by 10 points. So I always tell my fellow Republicans, if you want to win elections, you find those voters that voted against Donald Trump, but voted against J.B. Pritzker's tax hike referendum, and you'll win elections again.
You hear that, Dan?
Dan gets it on taxes. I mean, I think Dan and I are totally in agreement on taxes. I think some of the social issues, that's where he and I part ways. But
Like what?
What?
Like what social issue?
Abortion, gay marriage, all that stuff. I just think I think the party is I've said this on shows before. I think the party's making a very huge political mistake.
You can't do that anymore. I mean,
you can't nuance issues, right? I mean,
well, even the Catholics, they said it's what the Pope say. It's okay for gay marriages, right?
Did he say? Again, I'm not Catholic, so what they do in their church is their business. But
you're not Jewish either.
That's right. So who am I to tell a rabbi what's right or not?
Oh, shit.
But I'm just saying that I read that, correct me if I'm wrong. He's saying they're not going to perform gay marriages in the Catholic Church. They're simply just not going to throw people out who are.
I'm pretty sure they said it's cool.
I don't know. I don't.
I'm the last guy to ask religious advice on.
That's not my hill to die on. I mean, if people have their personal beliefs, that's great. People have debates in their churches and in their religions about that issue. That's fine. But as far as public policy goes in trying to win elections, this has become a losing issue for the GOP. And let's, like I said, talk about I think the issues that matter to people first and foremost are taxes and the economy, right? I mean, I think I can go back all the elections in our lifetime. The presidential candidate who won was because of the economy. So remember Ronald Reagan in that debate with Jimmy Carter? Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And people clearly weren't. So they threw Carter out and they kept and they put Reagan in.
That was spot on.
And I think it's been that way ever since. I just think that's the number one issue. I think crime is a big issue. I think people want to feel safe when they walk down the street or when they're getting in and out of their car.
Getting to crime, WGN just pointed towards an October article based on the crime statistics of the FBI, and it just shows Illinois, like even Lake Forest, everybody, crime just going hockey stick
Yeah, I mean, talk to any cop, and we're working on trying to get some former cops on the show.
Craig, come on the show. Come on.
But I got to follow up with them. That's balled in my court on that one. My fault.
Craig, you know who you are. Come on.
But
Luke,
look, I mean, I've had cops. I don't know about you people. I've had cops come up to me in town and say, hey, thank you for speaking out about the mayor's race here in Lake Forest and that one candidate supporting Kim Fox and Eric Reinhardt.
Bidler?
Um, they
Man,
just they don't. I mean, they felt very strongly that look, Randy Tack he has a family that has family members that sorry, I'm going to put this away. I don't know why that keeps going off.
go ahead. Is that
My
Proft
it's
again?
my diabetic sensor or not diabetic, but my blood sensor is expiring, so it puts that little beep
Yeah,
on.
by
So I'll
itself.
change it after the show. But the what was I saying? So Randy Tack has, I think he said, a couple family members that are police officers somewhere.
Yeah,
And I think the police feel very comfortable that Mayor Tack has their back,
he does.
right? He
They should.
supports them, and that's all they're looking for. And and Prue she did her little photo shot during the election with her Lake Forest police polo on and stuff, and people are like,
And her
yeah,
mask.
whatever. It's and that's why they really feel very strongly. All the cops feel very strongly about getting Reinhardt out of office and electing Mary Cole,
Yeah.
just so that she'll have their back because clearly Eric Reinhardt does not.
I
All
don't
you
know.
got to do.
He's got some, that Reinhardt guy might take, and he could come on the show and, talk me out of it, but I doubt it. He's a guilty white guy. So now he's in a position that, hey, he wants to, make amends for past injustices, whatever.
By letting dangerous people out on the streets.
I guess.
I mean, the whole thing with the Safety Act, which whoever on Pritzker's highly paid marketing team came up with that name, kudos to him, because people think the Safety Act, by virtue of its name, is a good thing until you read what's in the Safety Act, and they're like, oh my God, this is awful. The whole concept is now there is more pressure on the state's attorney to demonstrate that the person needs to stay in jail. And we have documented here, Lake McHenry County Scanner has documented a number of instances where Reinhardt has said, no, let's let him out. Let him out on bail. We had the get out of jail free card on our Facebook page a few weeks ago with Reinhardt. He's I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but he's letting some pretty dangerous people out. And if you do a little more research, some of the crimes that get committed, like carjackings and stuff, and other violent and some very violent crimes, if you look at the person's rap sheet, they were let out or got a lenient sentence prior to that. So the word is out amongst the criminals that Lake County is just like Cook County. You got a prosecutor that won't go hard on you. So go ahead, come after you're done looting Cook County, come on up to Lake County and loot it, because they won't prosecute. And this isn't even a partisan thing. The Will County State's Attorney is a Democrat, and he opposes the Safety Act, and he locks people up. So, because there was a story a few months ago about somebody that thought they were in Cook County and actually crossed into Will County, and oops, they're looking at 30 years in jail now. So it's not even partisan. It's just let's get these crazy, awful prosecutors out, like Reinhardt. And I know Fox is not running again in Cook County, but they've slated someone who's going to be just like her on mindset. So, but just get them out. I don't care if they're a Democrat or Republican. Just be tough on crime. Mayor Richard M. Daley, the son, before he was mayor, he was the Cook County State's Attorney, and he locked people up. So it's not partisan.
Let's get to a true issue. Gingerbread houses.
Oh, I can't. I can look at them, but
yeah, I know. But does anybody eat those things?
They look so nice. How can you? They look so cute and beautiful. And our friend Mary over at Gerhardt's, boy, she's got. You look at her Facebook page.
Mary, I love if I was going to do a gingerbread house, Mary would be the place to go. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. That's where I'm going to go. But I, who eats? The reason I bring it up is there's a gingerbread house sitting on my counter that was made at a charity. Okay. I don't know what the charity is. God bless whatever it is. But the question I asked to the people that makes this gingerbread house, what do you guys do with the gingerbread house? Throw it out.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think we had a little one when the kids were little, and I think after like New Year's, we just let the kids eat it.
But isn't it? Well, they say something about the icing that's in it. It's not edible, and
Oh, I don't know. Well, the kids are okay, so they didn't throw up.
it's just
They've
us
grown
here.
up pretty healthy here.
I
Maybe you're
think
supposed to refrigerate it. I don't.
no, I just think it's ironic if you're doing a charity and there's hungry people out there, and you're just gonna throw this thing out.
You're compost now, Pete. You don't just throw it out. You're supposed to compost it.
All right, then there's a whole bunch of ants and because fruitcakes died. I think gingerbread should go next. Gingerbread houses should go
Maybe
next.
just, but I don't want, look, Gerhardt's does such a wonderful job with
They
that.
do, but
I'm sure it's
I
a
wouldn't.
big part of her business, so I'm not gonna, you know,
Well, I think you could probably eat hers. I because she doesn't do any of that fake stuff. Like if you ask her for, hey, do you have any keto or anything? She'll give you this death look. She'll put a Greek accent.
I just get coffee when I'm there.
Uh,
I'm safe with the coffee.
they do have a good flourless cake though, but I just they look nice, and if you're gonna buy it and eat it and consume it, I get it. But to make one and throw it out, that's
Yeah, like I said, it's not something I've done. Like I
I'm
think
just
we
saying.
got like I said, I think we got a little mini, like a little tiny one year
No, this is not. This is a pretty
at the
substantial.
Jewels or somewhere. I don't remember.
So gingerbread house. I'm just saying, if you do something for charity, uh, maybe fill up one of those knapsacks and.
Get the cupcake. I mean, she's got some really nice cupcakes and stuff, and
No, this isn't.
narf those down. I know
My,
I did back in the day.
God bless Mary, capitalist, because that's how you can tell what a Republican is a small business
She
owner.
wants everyone's money.
Yeah, what's capitalist, right?
Well,
Then
have proven Sue did their boycott of her, or
and then you have people that grew up and got their money because somebody else's hard work.
JB Pritzker,
Well, I'm just
Drew
saying.
Beidler.
You go, oh, really? You feel guilt? You should feel guilty.
It's a very good point. I mean, look,
have my money.
there's nothing wrong with being wealthy. In fact, I think
Yeah,
we encourage people to become wealthy through hard work. But yeah, there is something when, and I don't support the inheritance tax or the death tax or whatever estate tax that it used to be like 60% at one point. But that's wrong. The government shouldn't be taxing
that'll make more Republicans.
But there is something to be said about if you earn the money yourself,
yeah,
then you're more respective of the process that led to you earning that money, whereas somebody who just was handed it doesn't get it, and they end up supporting people that if they had been in charge when your father or grandfather or whatever had made the money, they wouldn't have made all that money.
Unless they were bankers. But when you say earn, let's replace earn, because that's one of them trigger words.
Yeah.
Somebody risked something, right? Because somebody risked something. There was no safety net. Okay. That's a Republican. All right.
Yeah.
You were handed money. That's a Democrat, and you feel guilty. You should. And that's why we're in this mess, I think. That's just me. Talking.
Well, you're right. Look, every small business owner takes a risk owning a business, right? I mean, whether it's the ones we see on the street like Gerhard's, um, or people that do like a handyman, or all think of all the different types of small businesses that are out there. There's risks, and you don't have that safety net. You're not working for some big Fortune 500 company that can cover its losses and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of it's a challenge.
Well, we're coming on the anniversary here of Beth Tiffany's passing
Mm.
over at the Lantern, and hubby had to come in and go in and go from doing one line of work to another line of work, and commendable job taking that on. Commendable job to Costa for helping out, and all the the crew, the old school Lantern crew, and they're keeping that thing going. But that's a lot. That's something that got passed down from the dad to the daughter, and now to the husband, and the husband is taking all the risk, because that's I said he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't last 90 days in that, because the bar business is god awful. It's nice to have the cash coming through, but making payroll, people not showing up. Plus, you got this woke stuff coming in. Some people that are democratic, go to a bar for a while, and let's see how long you just stay democratic and you're with that woke stuff, because you can't run a bar being woke. You just can't. So shout out to Lantern. And we're talking about risk. That's somebody that's taken on a risk and overcame that risk. And I'm sure is a different person now than was then. I think those people need to understand that have received money because of somebody else's risk that they took. Uh, those are the guilty people that I think that we're dealing with Democrats in Illinois. Joe, end of sermon. Another joint that I have frequented in the past week or so, the Deerpath Inn,
Oh yes.
ranked
You
number one.
you solve problems here in this town. First it was the cart corral over at Jewel. You got that all squared away, and now you got a blender over at Deerpath, or what's the
No, maybe it's a prestige thing to have a blender. They don't. I still don't get it, but what a difference a year makes. I walk into place, and because my family comes in, holidays just like everybody else. And what do you want to do? You want to treat something. So we take our savings and we go to Deerpath, even though it's not that expensive. Until I saw the bill. And we sit down, and I'm a pretty fancy drink orderer, give me a Miller Lite. And but for the family, you say, hey, what's your holiday drink? And they brought some red thing with I don't know what it was, but they liked it or whatever. It looked nice. I said, do you guys can you just make a a fancy like holiday drink? And instead of saying, nah, we don't have a blender, they kind of like chuckled it off. Bod, good to see you again. FAHD. I don't know if I said that the right way, but he's the food and beverage manager over at the joint. And sure enough, comes out with this. I don't know what it had gingerbread, gingerbread man in it.
maybe they went over to Gerhard's and got some of her stuff.
It was nice, and I sipped it. I'm like, thank you very much, Bod and Deerpath. And that was so nice because the family,
And then what was the sandwich you had in the picture there? Oh my
so,
gosh.
so then I have a couple more pops, and then I get more vocal, and I'm like, all right, let's see if these guys have changed, because I blew them a ton of crap last year. Okay. They said no, number one place in America or whatever, and they can't make me a grasshopper. But I pushed my luck, and I said, hey man, Could I have a big ass steak sandwich? It's not on the menu anymore. It hasn't been on for a couple years. And didn't say no. They just walked away. And I'm like, all right, don't be a jerk, Pete, this time. Sure enough, they walk out this platter of beef, big ass steak sandwich. I think we need to bring that thing back. FAHD, FAHD, we need the big ass steak sandwich. So what? Charge me $60 for it. That thing is worth every freaking.
Is that how much it cost?
I have no idea. I didn't.
I mean, look at
I can't
just going to a grocery store. The meat prices are so ridiculous compared to just a couple of years ago. So,
but you know what?
That was like a Costco size portion.
That was, and you know what? I probably had 2 bites because everybody else wanted to try it. They're like, "Oh, God, that's
a community sandwich, huh?"
So it's a community sandwich. So, look, all the crap,
delicious.
All the crap I gave to the Deerpath Inn and AbbVie, it was fantastic.
Is it Abbott or AbbVie that owns it?
I thought it was AbbVie. Whatever. Great buy, AbbVie.
Well, they stepped in. I think it was Abbott, but I'll whichever. Abbott, well, AbbVie was part of Abbott, and then they did the stock split.
Yeah.
My father-in-law is an Abbott retiree, so Abbott is a very important thing in this house. But and there's tons of people that work for Abbott and AbbVie around town. You see their little polo shirts and hats, and
But see, Joe, I would know better if Michelle would let FAHD come on the show to let us know about these things, because everybody has some social media leash that's out there. I'm not calling you a leash, Michelle, but I did reach out. And
Michelle, no. Forgive me that I don't know.
She's a social media, maybe marketing person there. I don't know, but FAHD can't come on unless Michelle says so. So
have them both on.
That's what I said. All I can do is invite. All I can do is
we'll promote. We're here to help your business. We want to get you customers, right?
I don't think they really need that much help ever since they fixed up that place. I want to say 2016 or something. That used to be a little bit more run down. They fixed it up, and I don't know what it was like before, but it reminds me of Kohler, the American Club. You go up there and and this is probably better than the American Club. I don't know. But the attention to detail, whatever, maybe it's the podcast, maybe it's me, who knows? But the difference in service from last year to this year was, night and day. Last year they're on their phones. I didn't see anybody on their phones. It was great drinks, great service, a big ass steak sandwich. I'm gonna bring that thing back. So shout out to Deerpath Inn for having me and my family there and treating us very well.
Everyone asks me, they think that all you would drink would be a beer. So they're like, what does Pete care if they can make him a moose track or
grasshopper?
Grasshopper. Sorry.
Because look, Grasshopper is an old school supper club drink. Okay. So like I like to go to Wisconsin, I like to go to Schnala, old school supper club, drink. So and Deerpath Inn is sort of like it could look like the supper club the way it's set up. And to make that type of drink, if you're number one in service, you make whatever the drink is or whatever the food. There is no when you're number one in service. Okay. If the sandwich costs a lot, charge a lot. Okay. You go out of your way. Now it's the holidays and there's a mad rush for that door at 4:00 when that pub opens.
Yes, we've tried to get in and you gotta wait. It's like
you gotta wait. So
well, that's the sign of a successful place. People don't wait around for a bad place, right? They don't pack a bad place.
Well, if you like expensive Chinese food in Lake Forest, I don't want to name the place.
You want it to be a Burger King again?
That's not the place I'm talking
about. Okay, never mind. I know which one you're.
Whatever.
That's another one. Go there for their happy hour. They have a happy hour where the stuff's much more affordable. You don't have to take out a mortgage.
Nah. Yeah, I got to get a credit check before I go in the joint, but I'm not
Oh,
mentioning.
that's just you. They're checking your credit.
I think the guy's name is Joe, but never mind. So it was a very great experience. So Deerpath, that's a nice treat to at least for my family. So why does Pete want to get a grasshopper? Because it's old school supper style drink that you bring your family in, and we like to have it at those types of places. So that's why. And yeah, Pete drinks beer, a little bit of beer. Yeah, I do like beer.
Just a little tiny.
But it's about the crowd, wherever you're at, if you got, good people, you could be wherever.
You want to go where everybody knows your name. Just like the
Uh,
Cheers song, right? Or
yeah,
no.
that is, but I really, depends. If there's a bunch of people I like, great. It's few and far between. So we got the holidays coming up, Joe. This will be the Hallmark town once again. And of course, if it's a Hallmark town, I heard our buddy Vince Vaugn was in town again.
Oh yeah,
I heard.
seeing his family.
I don't know. He just actually he pitches in over at the school with the new media kids. Steve Douglas likes to keep a tight wrap around that thing. Hey, Steve, come on. Let the guy come on. Another social media leash. Why don't you come on together? We could talk about the high school program. Come on. Montgomery and I are buds now. It's cool. But Vince, I know you're not listening or watching, but hey, nice to have you back in town. And thank you for helping out the kids to work on their social media video skills.
What was that?
That's how kids pose these days.
Oh yeah, with the whole duck lips and all that.
I'm like, that's going to be like a tattoo that you can't get rid of because that's
Yeah, like my daughter. We'll be at dinner, and my daughter will be on her phone. She'll go like, "It's like, what are you doing?"
I've gone to a couple of restaurants in this town, not any that I've talked about on this show, but when they've served me, they'll turn instead of smiling, they'll do that duck lip, whatever that is. Be like, thank you very much. And they'll give a pose, spin around, and walk away.
Well, maybe they just come from the Aesthetic Lounge on Bank Lane.
That is correct. Yes, that of which great owners that we've met. I think we're going to have their show up for Christmas. There'll be a little Christmas treat for
Gonna do their New Year's Day detox or whatever, dehydration or whatever.
What a genius thing. What do they call that?
Hydrate? I don't know. Hydration?
When we play in the band, it's like
Water?
well, it's salt
Gatorade?
water. Like Gatorade, yeah, it's the electrolytes, But hey, ladies of Lake Forest had too much at the party. Come on in. Recovery.
I'll be in Arizona. I'll be at the Fiesta Bowl New Year's Day in Arizona, so I won't be able to partake in that.
They're all over the place.
I'm sure. Maybe we could find one out in Glendale, Arizona.
But hey, you got a hangover. It's because you're dehydrated. Your brain's throbbing like a bizitch. You just get your therapy. That's genius. Genius.
Entrepreneurial spirit. We talked about it, right?
Taking a lot of risk for that first place. Now they got 3, which you'll hear about on the show here. But I don't know. Maybe I get a little.
You need a little work.
I don't think
you
I need
can keep your Blondie band, keep the good looks you got in the Blondie band going there.
In the shadow.
Part of glass.
Why would somebody want a butt injection?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know, sir. If someone out there's had one that wants to come on the podcast, email Pete.
Well, I don't mean that. Well, there's a couple different butt injections. I don't think that's the one. If you want a bigger booty.
All I could think of is that song from, was it the 90s, Baby Got Back?
It's like duck lips. You're gonna have these pictures of duck lips out there, and you're gonna have the
Social media is the devil's workshop.
hey man, it's always been around. It's just the occurrences of it because let's say you got Instagram now, let's go back to the 70s and 80s, and you have all the teen mags, right? You're flipping through all those. So pick your poison. So you'll be out of town. That's good. We'll let all the
We'll
Rob.
try to do we'll try to do a show from Naples.
Oh, absolutely.
And any Lake Forest podcast viewers that are in Naples, send me an email, joe@lakeforestpodcast.com.
Yeah,
Try to
there's only two conditions. You can't use my name or my face or my real voice.
I'll be hitting
You want a text?
Florida and Arizona. So it's going to be, I think there's a few Lake Foresters that go to Scottsdale as well. So try to
Yeah.
make it over to Scottsdale, though I'm going to be more in Glendale for the game, for the Fiesta Bowl game.
Yeah, I hear you want to see the Fiesta Bowl game.
Yeah, we're excited to see Liberty versus Oregon. I know Oregon's probably going to win, but Bo Nix,
what's
the Heisman candidate as the quarterback, and he's playing. He's not like some of these clowns that sit out their bowl games so they can.
Oh, I don't call them clowns. I call them capitalists. They're smart.
Yeah, I guess, but I know Bo Nix is playing. So look, 5 years ago, Liberty wasn't even an FBS school, the FBS team. So 5 years later, they make a New Year's Six bowl game. I mean, that's amazing. Caden Salter is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in college football right now. So that program is on the move up. I suspect eventually they will move over to a Power Five conference or whatever's left of the Power Five. It's going to be like the Power Two at some point. It seems like Big Ten and SEC, but they're going to move up out of eventually. They just moved to Conference USA, but they're going to move up to a bigger conference. They are going to be the Notre Dame of evangelical Christian schools. They're going to be a powerhouse. They were in March Madness a couple of years ago. I think they made the second round or third round. I can't remember now. So they are investing heavily, and with all this NIL money and transfer portal and stuff, they're going to be very aggressive. So you're going to see more of Liberty to come, not just this Fiesta Bowl.
I think just like we talked about with the Honorable Mayor Erlacher, with the transfer portal, and then the internet coming along, and everybody getting a bite at the apple by being able to see where recruits are. You can see a lot of stuff happen. You're going to see stuff like Colorado happening all the time.
Miami. I mean, I think Miami's making a move. University of Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to see. It's not just going to be Alabama and Georgia and the usual suspects anymore.
Well,
so I think Urlacher's right that Alabama wins it all. No offense, Jason Witcha and Rick Lesser, Michigan alums, Michigan fans. I don't know if they're alums.
How do you say Jason's last name?
It's Witcha, Wikipedia,
Wisha,
Witcha.
Jason, you could come on the show and let us know. So a week from today, that'll be what, 2 days after Christmas?
Yeah. So right. I'll be in Naples.
We'll see if we can get a little
Lake Forest South. See about getting a couple guests down there.
Could you take a video of crossing the street?
Why? I don't know. I've crossed the street there, and it seemed pretty uneventful to me, Pete. It's no different than crossing Deerpath Road in Lake Forest. I work downtown Chicago. You try crossing Wacker Drive.
Wacker Drive is better than any street in Naples. I'm just saying.
Michigan Avenue during Christmas season over by Water Tower. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because they're all smashing into windows.
Thanks, Kim Fox. And your donors.
Rupidla. See you at the Lake Forest
I'm
store.
crying.
Not Lake Forest store, Lake Forest bookstore.
I've never been in there. I've walked past it. I'm surprised any bookstore is in business. So if they're a small business, props to them.
It's the Democratic.
There's a lot of businesses that are patronized by liberals that are actually owned by conservatives. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I don't think this place is.
Whole Foods is a very good example of that.
Whole paycheck. Republicans go to Walmart.
Whole Foods, but no, seriously, yeah, liberals go to Whole Foods, but the owner, well, now they got bought out by Amazon, but who was the guy that owned it before? I can't remember his name now. He was a big conservative. So he was basically like saying, I'm going to create this business that liberals will patronize. I'll take their money and then I'll donate some of it to Republican candidates. It was genius. It was genius. Eventually he sold out to Amazon. And I cannot remember his name offhand. Somebody can Google it, but and there's other places like that. I know someone personally who owns a coffee shop in the city, or it's a coffee shop or a bar, and all these liberal left-wing things up in the window and stuff, and that because that's how the neighborhood rolls. And he votes Republican and actually makes some Republican.
Just to sum that thought up, it's like, hey man, live your life, but don't you want to make me live your life? Don't push your crap on me, right?
We could say that about both sides. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
there's some people in the Republican Party.
Yeah,
same thing.
That's my point. Live and let live, right? So
there's no nuancing anymore. Like I said, that you can't say, oh, I agree with Biden on this and I agree with Trump on that. It's like, oh my God, he said he agrees with Biden. Oh my God, he said he agrees with Trump. It's like you can't nuance anything anymore.
Think for yourself. Read past the headline, or don't. Reading, no, but don't read anymore. There's nothing to read out there. Watch Netflix.
I don't know about that. Some of the stuff on Netflix, I kind of left me. Is Obama? Doesn't Obama have something going with Netflix?
Yeah, you're true. Don't watch Netflix. I don't know what to watch. Hey,
I just watched the Lake Forest podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I watch. Every week I pull out an old episode of you and Scoo, and back when you had your little
my COVID stash. COVID.
Update your Facebook profile to that new one with you at the knower lighting. That's rid of the stash picture from 2021. We're like, hi, I'm Pete Jansons, and I'm here in the Lake Forest.
I could just leave out
everything nice in Lake Forest.
I could be like everybody else. Leave my LinkedIn profile.
You have 10 viewers this week.
Moshe's a cool dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Rabbi Moshe is awesome, man. Good guy.
I don't get all the whatever the name of the places that you go for that. Maybe they'll make
Chabad. I think Chabad Lake Forest. I hope I said it right. I don't think they have a building. It's not, it's not a full-time synagogue, but they meet somewhere. I'm not sure where.
You know what? Maybe you think he'll be available December 25th for a show?
We'll be having Chinese. Was it Chinese food in a movie? Places are open Christmas Day besides Panda Express at the Tollway Oasis.
So everybody out there in Lake Forest, your holiday prep, Christmas prep, your Moshi prep, your
Kwanzaa prep.
Or
if you're an atheist, just enjoy the day off and have a nice day. Thanks to us Christians giving you the holiday.
Oh, the green meanies with all the lawn signs that say Santa sucks.
Do they really have? Are you seriously that somebody has that as a lawn sign?
You go in front of Prue Beidler's house.
No, she doesn't have that. Come on, Pete.
They're sold at the Lake Forest bookstore.
Goes to First Pres. Come on, Pete. Don't be Severino and make crap up. All right.
All right, Severino. You heard us. We're calling you out.
I just wait till he gets his 10. No, you can't have him on his show till he gets his 10,000 signatures to run as an independent candidate.
Well, maybe he needs our help to get 10,000. What? We can't help him? It's not America, Joe.
Help him, that's
You know why?
fine. But that's what the ballot law says. You need 10,000 signatures. And a lot of people think he didn't file as a Democrat because he wasn't able to get the signatures needed there. So he punted and went to this. That's what some people think. I don't know.
You know,
On the show and tell me I'm wrong. That's fine.
we could have the Deerpath people come on to kind of clue us in on Abbott, or Merck. We could have Severino come on, clue us in on, we could have Dan Proft. Please tell me why Biden sucks. Hey, if Dan Proft comes on the show, will he wear a blue blazer with an American flag on his left lapel?
Who, Proft? What are you talking about? You mocking my U.S. Illinois flag lapel? Everyone asks what the other flag is on my lapel. It's the Illinois flag. I've had this since, because I worked for the state and everything. I've had this for many years.
Absolutely. But that's the, blue blazer and a little flag in the top left. That's just, that's the routine. So will he come on the show and wear that?
I don't think Dan, no, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen Dan wear a blazer. I could be wrong, but he dresses pretty casual.
All right. Well, we'll ask him.
He's a radio guy.
We're radio guys.
Yeah, we have faces for radio.
What is the radio?
What? What is the radio?
What
the
is
thing
the
I have
radio?
in my car that I listen to when I'm driving because
What's
I
a
refuse to
payphone?
pay for XM and all that crap.
Joe, anything else to get ready for the holidays?
No, there is got an email. I will forward it to you, Pete. They're forming like some kind of citizens committee or advisory committee for the school district. Dr. Montgomery sent something out. And it said you don't have to be a parent to sign up and be on this. So, Pete, I think I'm nominating you, man. I think you should be on this committee as a concerned citizen, or we should at least put it out there. So,
Dr. Montgomery, why don't you clue us in on what this is?
Forward you the email. I got it. It just came, I guess, last night.
All right. So, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Oh, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Don't throw those gingerbread houses out.
Compost.
If you're gonna eat one from Mary Gerhardt's.
Yes, absolutely. They got great stuff there.
I would vouch for that. Joe Weiss, you have a great weekend, friend.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, all. Ho, ho, ho. I ain't no ho. The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Looking for the best pool supplies? Look no further than Dohany's Pool Supplies. With a history dating back to 1967, this family-owned business offers everything families need to keep their pools clean and sparkling, from chemicals to equipment. Plus, customers enjoy free shipping on all orders. Visit Dohany's Pool Supplies today at doheny.com, DOHENY.com, to learn more. Broker Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. AV Communications has been helping first responders arrive safely since 1983. It's owned by Lake Forest's own Mike Havey. Check them out at haveycommunications.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, and Herrick.